It says I've started streaming. This is a complete and utter experiment on 2 levels. Level 1 is, I'm going to get rid of the headset for starters because there's feedback. Or not feedback, it's looping back to me. But experiment number 1 is to see if this live streaming works. And experiment number 2 is to try and fly something in simulation and have you come along. So first thing I'm going to do is explain the flight process. In fact, no, let's see if we can get, let's see if I can see if it's live. Oh, it says it's live. And live chat. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can see it on the tube of the U and see if I can get, see if I can get, see if I can see what it looks like what am I trying to say? See if I can see what it looks like. There we are. Okay, there it is, live now. Now where's some chat? We should be able to get some chat from this if anyone is here. No one will be here. One person's watching. That's probably me. Let's pop that chat out. Pop out chat. And I'm going to close that window there. Oh, that was wrong because that was what I wanted to show you. Let's get that back up. All right, let's not bother. Okay, in 2008, I had to call search and rescue services. I had to call search and rescue services to rescue my mate who was at the top of the Drakensberg, having tried to do a long endurance race, and the weather caught hold of him. And I happened to be back in that area, and that area is called Didima. Very pretty. I meant to have a picture of the camp, but I've just clicked away from it, so we won't bother with that. Anyway, so I was back there for a day trip the other day, and I thought, well, what would happen if we had a drone 10 years later? Would it be any different? Can we change things, and how would I do it differently? What happened on the day was a cold front came through, it snowed in, or they got snowed in, and we had to wait for the weather to clear before a helicopter arrived. But the search and rescue teams started moving up the mountain to get him, or get them, the team, but thankfully it cleared enough and the helicopters arrived and we were all home in time for team medals. In fact, we all got very, very, very drunk. But that's another thing altogether, another story altogether. So where are we at now with this? Okay, I'm thinking, well, what if I had a drone with me when I was there? The helicopter took quite a while to get to us from Durban, and it actually had cleared before they arrived, so I could have flown something on top to at least get eyes on them, I suppose. And how would I have done it? So that's what I've set up here. What have we got? We have got X-Plane 10.5 because my computer is not fast enough to run. It's not fast enough to run 11 is the bottom line. So we sat with X-Plane 10.5 and software in the loop simulation from Ardupilot. So as far as the Ardupilot, well, there's a software Arduplane version running, and that's going to drive X-Plane. What I've done, in fact, I might as well show you. Let's just show you. I have, if it will click in, I've created a flight plan. So you are here. So that's where we are. I made a little runway. That's Mike's Pass, and this is the area that they were up near Cathedral Peak. So we'll fly up there and go and have a look. What I'm piping in the real-time weather from from weather services. So if you look, let's give you this view. If you have a look here, that's what the 2 knots is. That's the wind coming from there. I think I'm just going to take off manually. Let's make sure that I've uploaded this flight plan. Gosh, it takes a long time to. So there's there they go. It's going to go up to 10,000 feet, take itself across, and I'm going to look at the view as we go, basically. Right, let's go over here, and we're just going to do a manual takeoff. Manual, it's all good, So let's just go. Whee! That was less than stellar. But we're away. The reason I did that is just I just can't be asked to set up the auto takeoff this morning. Right. So let's go actions. Let's go auto, and away we go. Right. So that's the target area in front of us, and let's change the view slightly. So the aeroplane, just a PT-60, nothing special. It's in X-plane. It's in X-plane 10.5. It's a standard aircraft, and yeah, I'm not going to bother tuning anything. And I have no idea if it's got the performance to meet the performance to get to 10,000 feet in time either. There's the road up to Mike's Pass, should you ever have to go there. It takes about 40 minutes to get up there from the Dima, which is down over there. Now it's on the South African side of 47 knots, 856. Life is good. Life is good. Let's give you this view for a second. So that's where we're going. That's our proposed search area. Don't worry about bad HRS, that's just the way it is in simulation. You can see on the satellite imagery, if I transition back here on the left, that was a cloudy day on the sim satellite imagery. Free imagery that I'm using, pulled off the web, Ortho 4XP. There's the camp and other stuff going out. What I was thinking was I could just, in fact I might even try it in a minute. What you might do is just click and go to an area. If this was a real search and rescue mission and you've been told we think they're up there, you wouldn't sit down and flight plan a mission. You'd click and go and get yourself on top of where the area is, and then you'd be doing your flight planning as the aircraft was going towards. I'm amazed how quickly it's getting there. Actually, is it gonna clear the top? I'm amazed. 47 knots. So I've done with this PT-60. I've done a little auto tune, and you know, there's not much to it really. Let's get the chat back. How do I get the chat back? Oh, hello from Norway. I just once. How are you? How is life treating you? Let's respond. Hello, Norway. You're very welcome to chirp in and say how you would do this, because I am making this up as we go along. With my coffee, 46 knots. Where can I put this so that I can just drag it back across? That's how I can do that. Okay, so I can read the chat and then just drag it back into shot. Okay. That's partly why I'm doing this, is to learn this stuff. Good. Well, Norway's full of bumpy bits like this as well, isn't it? Exactly the sort of terrain that would be difficult to find people in. Mountains here go up to just shy of 10,000 feet. A little bit further down the way, I think they go to about 13,000 feet. Am I going to miss that? I wonder. It looks like it, doesn't it? And so the streaming is working. It's obviously working because you're watching in Norway. So that's beautiful. I suppose gamers would put music and stuff on the back of this. Okay, we're going to miss the top of that mountain. Let's just confirm what we're doing. we're going to go to 10,000 feet and start doing a pattern. Well, that's interesting. Why is that jumped? That KML over there. There was another thing I was trying, was importing KMLs. Let's transition this across. Was important. Oh look, why is the KML moving? Morning, Phil Hunter from the UK. That's interesting. The search area, the KML's jumped over there. That's look. As the aircraft comes, the KML's goodbye case is falling down the hill. Why are you falling down the hill, KML? I don't know. Is that shown on the video? See, it's moving to the right. Oh, look, and the it's just started its mission, and the KML is it's still going downhill. Right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Drakensberg, which is just behind me. Where am I? I'm over there by quite a long way. In fact, we'll try the Fly 2 in a minute. Okay, so the KML has put itself back in the centre of the search area now here. Where is it on? If I go to flight plan. And on flight plan, look. It's still down the hill. Yeah, Mission Planner and Sim it's very addictive, but it does help if I am going somewhere to fly, for me to fly the flight first and get my head around what might happen and how I might do this. Now I'm piping the weather in from whatever weather sources X-Plane uses, and I can't believe it's so benign. I can't believe that on the Heiberg. Well, hang on. Well, it is flat calm here, but I can't believe there's no turbulence. Let's see, environment, weather. It's not telling me. It's grabbing real world weather. Download real. Next download in 2 minutes 50. So it is doing that. Can't believe this would work as well as this, but look, that KML's as the flight's going on, the KML is moving down the mountain. But have a word to the grown-ups about that, hadn't I? Well, this is working. I haven't set up a landing or anything like that. Because why would you? We actually on the day we knew exactly where my mate was, because he had a thing called a yellow brick, which was a GPS tracker, and 10 years ago, using the Iridium satellite network, and that's what I was in charge of getting hold of and sorting out. And that's when we had a plan that if they would bolt to some caves at various points, and they bolted to one of those caves and they sat it outside, and it didn't move. So I knew that was probably what was going down, and so then I alerted the grown-ups, and they came and started the rescue. But I should have started a timer. But so if we had a large model aeroplane with us now, with the appropriate cameras, we're about 10 kilometers from where I took off in this on Mike's Pass, and in line of sight. In fact, let's see. Am I in line of sight? Where's Mike's Pass? It's that one, I think. It's either that one or that one. Yes. So the aircraft is in line of sight of where we took off. So we should be in good comms, and we could have been looking for him and confirming. And in fact, the reality is, let's actually imagine, because we did know where he was. So let's just see if we go. Let's command a different thing. We can go. Fly to here, 10,000 in guided mode. We shouldn't hit anything. Let's do that, please. Is it flying to here? No, it's not flying to here. What didn't I do? Does fly to here not work in auto? Guided, there we go. Alright, I don't know why that had to happen again. And why are we climbing? What 10,000 are we going to now? See, this this is why simulation is cool, because it allows you to play this game without damaging any gear. Alright, what if I asked it to do then? Is it going to 10,000 meters now? Because it's in meters on here. Alright. Fly to here. Fly to here, altitude. Maybe it's trying to go to 10,000 meters, so let's make it 5,000. I must admit, Ardupilot developers, this is something that befuddles me, is having all the various, because that should be in feet. Let's go planner. Distance is feet. Yes, that should be in feet and knots. It should level out then. If it's 5,000 meters. Oh, there you go. There you go. Is it leveling out? Yeah, I think it is, isn't it? Certainly dropped the climb a bit. Yeah, so that should be showing me feet now. But it's showing me meters. Yeah, 5,000. Okay, there's the green line's gone into 5,000. So we know that that's working on meters. Because, let us imagine that Cleft Peak was the place where he was. So let's fly to there, exactly. And then we should be able to loiter over Cleft Peak, because we knew where he was from the tracker. So we should be able to enter the loiter and then look down and then come home in time for tier medals. That's all looking good. Some yaw on it there, so there must be some wind in the simulation up at that altitude. If you're in South Africa, that's White Mountain. That's where the White Mountain Music Festival is. The White Mountain Music Festival. And my house is over the back of there. Basically, well, about as far again. And that's looking back at, again, people from South Africa, that's looking back at Van Riemen's Pass up there. The N3, the main road from Durban to Johannesburg, running up along there. So what will it do? When it arrives here, is it just going to enter the loiter? This is where one could read the wiki, or you could just bodge it like this. Just pull that chat in. Oh, or not. There we go. So I don't know if Phil's still with us, or I once Norway's still with us, but it's very boring otherwise, isn't it? Right, here we go then. Eyes down for full house. Cleft Peak, here we come. Ah, here we go. Okay, it's going into the loiter, isn't it, I think? Or what's it doing? Yeah, there we go. Lovely jubbly. Just look what you could have won. So yes, that actually, you wouldn't bother, would you? Fooling around with doing a mission or anything like that. You would just send it guided mode at an altitude higher than whatever it is into Mission Planner. I don't quite know how to put this, but this is just all a bit too easy. There we are. So, Nick, if you were at Cleft Peak, we'd be rotating around you. Maybe would you have a sideways looking camera, I wonder? Just because you knew you were going to do that, or would you have some sort of ball turret, which obviously is more complicated? I wonder. Just look at my messages while we're here. See, that's what we could be doing. Funnily enough, my mate is just wondering why, and I'll tell you why. We have, while it's going around and around, let's zoom out, because what we have set up here, oh, thank goodness there is one. We have set up, oh, it's going to keep going. You see all these aircraft in, what screen am I showing you? No, let's show you this screen. There. See these aeroplanes? This is live ADS-B traffic. We have got about 10 of us, 12 of us have got receivers set up all over South Africa, and we are pushing it. And so that's our live ADS-B feed coming in, and we also want to play with some other things. The other things being Open Glider Network and FLARM, and getting that in. So if you've got some Attrappies gear, you can you could have that on there. In fact, while that's doing that, let's fly to my house. My house is, that's a bit painful, isn't it? Well, let's just set off down the way. Let's go fly to here. So all right, it's on the way now. Yeah, so you can pump ADS-B traffic into Mission Planner, which is fantastic, and you can see aircraft coming. And obviously, the more receivers that you have kicking about, the more data that you'll see, or more aircraft you'll see, and more importantly, the more multilaterated Mode S low-level aircraft that you'll see. Look, there are, and you wouldn't believe it, but there are receivers all the way along here. So this instantly shows you a problem with ADS-B. There really is. There are blow-all aircraft in Africa that are actually equipped with ADS-B. So yeah, it's not showing us a great deal. Maybe after 2020 things will improve. Who knows? Right. I don't know what else to do in this live stream. I can't believe this has worked as well as it's worked. What else could I try doing, I wonder? That has proved, I have proved to myself that if I had a suitable airframe and I was there, I could have pulled it in or got it into the area pretty easily. That's amazing. Now, you can see on here, there's a little bit of, again, there's not going to be anything here to show you, but also I have Mission Planner connected to Altitude Angel. And Altitude Angel is a very cool unified, they want to get away from saying unmanned traffic management system now, a very cool unified traffic management system that will allow you, in this case it will, because we use the flight aware backbone for our ADS-B system, and Altitude Angel uses flight aware. If I had promulgated a flight now with Altitude Angel, that would have alerted me, as long as I had an internet connection wherever I was flying from, that would have alerted me of any aircraft nearby, and if there were any manned operations nearby. There's all sorts of helicopters operate in the Drakensberg tourism, sightseeing and all that sort of malarkey, and that would have, they could have seen our area of operation on that. So I think that is quite a handy UTM. So we could have done that if we were flying there. What we could have done is we could have notified our flight with Altitude Angel using the app, or the Guardian app. We could have then flown and kept an eye on stuff. And if any traffic had come along, then we would have got an alert. Yeah, look, there is a bit of wind up at altitude. You see the drift on that. So that is the live weather still coming in. I'm just pulling this. We're going to Champagne. It's another very nice, some very nice hotels in the bottom of there. Lots of drinking happens in the Champagne Castle region. My house is about there somewhere. Let's just fly to there. Get it. There's traffic to the north. That's a 13,000. That's a 12,000. Nothing down in our area, so it's all good. All right. Let's see if we can set ourselves up for a landing somewhere. There is. What is there? Oh yes, I know. There is. Let's imagine we've got an unlimited sort of communication range. I know down in there somewhere there is an airfield somewhere. Well, how would I do it? I'll get myself overhead and then set up a landing approach. So let's go to flight plan and make myself a new flight plan. Clear mission. We're in guided mode to over there. Now, where is that airfield? This is where I need Altitude Angel to pull in that data a lot quicker. The only way to do it is drive there. Let's escort. Right, yes, okay, that's the timeshare. That's not it. What's the other? There, right, that's that. Funny enough, that's a helicopter operating base. So, I wonder, how would I do this? I'm going to set home there. The right waypoints. Now, we're going to make an absolute. So I know that's a cliff over there. Actually, there's a better airfield. Where is that? There it is. That's the better airfield. Now, see, that's on Altitude Angel. So set home there. Right. So, and the reason I've flown out of here, and it's away from that hill. So let's bring ourselves in the overhead. Assume the wind's from there. And then we'll make that a land. We'll just. I haven't tuned this aircraft at all. So this is a diversion. We've taken off in one place, and we're going to divert. And action, restart mission. let's just go into auto. That's how I should have done it. Silly me. You see. Now. Yeah, we're not going to hit anything. It's downhill all the way. Life's good. 4.8 coming down from 5,000 meters. We will look for traffic on the way. Aha! Luke, what's the IP of the IP address on the... Do you want to answer that, Luke? There's traffic. Traffic. Let's transition this over here. Luke, I just did a horrible job of... it's all to the north. Nothing nothing at all down our neck of the woods. So what we've done then is we've imagined we were going to find my mate Nick, who was up there 10 years ago, and then imagined that actually we knew where he was, which was the reality of the situation. So we took off just above Drakensberg, and for the actual rescue we knew where he was, so let's pretend it was Cleft Peak, and did a bit of an orbit there, and I thought I'd poodle down to home, but home was too far, so now I'm diverting to, what's it called? It's called El Mirador. And that's over there. It's a gliding airfield. It's where every August there is the wave soaring camp. I've put a land command in, and we'll just see how big the crash is, because I haven't set any landing stuff up at all for this. Yeah, it's still just the northern stuff. As a zoom in, Altitude Angel should start, well, not here because we're over the park, but when we get over the buildings it should have something. So yeah, not shows up. Altitude doesn't seem to work correctly well when it's showing it again in Mission Planner. I'll show you. I just want, so I'll show you the okay, so right, Mission Planner. All right, config tuning, and then in Planner, this is where it's all going to go horribly wrong. You see the ADSB, you tick that. Oh, hang on, let's transition this over here for you. Right, you tick that, and then it'll fire up. So Luke's going to hate me for this. If you want to follow along with the ADSB at home, and you've got Mission Planner, radar.3ddronemap.com in the server IP, and then 33001. 33001. So let's go from the top again. Luke's already panicking, so no one else use this. So you go config tuner, planner, ADSB tick down there. There's the ADSB tick, radar.3ddronemap.com, and then 3301, and then there you go. That's all right, Luke. I'm just fine. It's fine. No one's watching, Luke. It's only you. It's only us. So that's how it's done. It's all fine. And then you'll see this traffic. Hopefully you'll see this traffic. And obviously you've got to set this up for yourself. So what you need is a Luke. You need a handy Luke to set all this clever stuff up for you. Right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are inbound Drakensberg. Not Drakensberg, what am I talking about? El Mirador. El Mirador traffic, hello, this is Zulu Tango. You can use what's it called? ADSB Exchange. You can use ADSB Exchange, and that will pull in data from anyone nearby you that has fed ADSB Exchange. I can't remember. If you go off to ADSB Exchange, it will show you the address for that. If you're in Europe, lots and lots of people feed it. If you're here, nobody feeds it, so it won't work for necessarily well for you. Right. There's no aircraft coming out of Durban. In fact, let's annoy Luke even more. And then annoying kind of way. This is the feed. Ooh, doesn't want to work. So that's what's coming in. That's what's just gone. And I'm here. That's where everyone's going. You can see there's really nothing here. PTX. That's Red Cross. So that is, look, 10,000 feet at low level. It's not showing because not enough of our receivers have got it visual, as it were. You've got to multilaterate. You've got to have at least 4 receivers hearing exactly the same packet, if you will, and then it will work out its position. So that's interesting. That's at 10,000 feet, and it's in KZN. It's probably up here. It tends to run from Durban up into the Ladysmith, up into the north of the province, delivering medicines and stuff. Who's hearing it? Okay. So we'd watch out for that. Anyway, let's close that because it is slowing things down. I suppose this is sort of considering that for whatever reason we've had to fly it away from where we are and we're making an emergency landing. I suppose what you do is you would set up approaches that you knew at airfields. PTX is close to you. It's been tracked from... Oh, well, there we are. Well, actually, mine isn't in play because... Let's bring mine because of this... all right, let's bring mine into play and see if we get it multilaterated. Just because I didn't want to use up all the bandwidth for this. Let's see if I can see it. I ran out of coffee. That'll never work. Have I got it? That's a footprint of my receiver. No, I haven't got it. It's not with me at the moment. Dodema. That's I took off from just over there, so that's where we've just been. Is up in there, and it has these funny little huts in Dodema. Right, and this was the bit I meant to say earlier. Not that bit. To say this is my mate Nick Shaw, who was up there that we rescued. Say, and I was horrified to see, like 21st of the 4th, 2008. In my head, it was a couple of years ago. It appears to have been 10 years ago. That's never right. Down the hill we go. Sing along to your own music. You can join in if you like, Luke. Right, there's quite a good bakery over here. Where are we? Where's the bakery? This is all timeshare and things like that. And the Drakensberg Boys Choir. That's a very famous thing. Down the hill we go. I'll keep my hands off for the landing, but it's not going to be attractive. See if we even hit the runway. There's a light aircraft going by now. If only they all had either ADSB, there's a runway in sight, ADSB, FLARM, all that sort of a thing. It would be really, really good. Oh yes, this is one of the airfields I added to X-Plane. That's handy. Let me get rid of this. Let's have a look, see if I can... No, I'm not tracking anything, I don't think. Oh, receiver. No, I've I've not got this light aircraft. Sounds like a 206 or something like that. Yeah, it's a 206. Right, field in sight. So we should be doing a circuit like that. Descend to land. Set up a proper... Well... Alright then. Alright, Luke, you lead me through it then. So what I'll do now then, because I've had that command, is I'm going to go into loiter. There we go, like that. Boink. Why is it climbing? What's that? Right. Alright, how am I going to set up this proper approach then, Luke? That doesn't look like a loiter to me. Oh, it's flying out, isn't it? Of course it is. That's painful. Let's have that. Let's have that loiter closer. Let's loiter overhead then. Now it's going to want to climb up for that. So I'm going to change the fly to here altitude. I'm going to change that down to 1,000. What are we at? No, it could be even less than that, couldn't it? We certainly don't want it to be that. Actually prefer less of a turn at the end. Home it says it's 11195. Home here. 364. Okay. Sing along. I should have other people. Does anyone else want to join in? Anyone else want to be abusive to me on this? I wonder if I can get you. No, I can't. I don't know how to invite people to this. Other than the chat. It's a very lonely thing then, isn't it? This instant live streaming, if it can only be yourself on it. I wonder what the barrow drift would have been like on this. Right, there's a runway. I have a feeling this might have to join in and save the day. I haven't let's have a look at the land parameter. I haven't set any of this up, so this is what the land briefly. Yeah, let's just see what happens there. The main thing is that as long as the crash is on the runway or nearby, then at least we know we don't have to walk very far to find it. Oh, it's dropped the visibility. That must be from the real world weather. That's interesting. bomber command circuit, isn't it? Oh well. Speed 32. So we're going into a headwind now. So, I've set up a downwind landing, haven't I? 37 knots ground speed, 39 knots airspeed. So I am. Oh, that's fine. We are still downwind. That's all right then. Well, good luck, everybody. A needlessly huge circuit. No, my first assertion was right. 46 knot ground speed. Oh, all right. We're going to have to loiter here, aren't I? Do it again. Is that right? Let's just check. Alright then. How do I remember? There's a hill over there, so we'll go over here. And we'll have... oh no, indeed, look, the dilemma. So 39.43, yeah, so we must have some wind coming from there somewhere. Let's see. But yeah, I guess what you'd do is you would have a set of contingencies set up for landing when you had to abort or put on the what's it, rally points or whatever else it is, and then you would just send it while you had comms, while the thing was up high from your launch position. You'd send that diversion and let it chug off there. I guess that's what you'd do. Wondering now if I've sent it too low, because that's all a bit confusing, isn't it? Because that's relative to our takeoff point. It would have been nice if we could just set Q and H on here, and then the altitudes would have stayed relative, or it would have been altitude then, so relative to sea level. Look, I'm going too low, aren't I? I can do that there because we're out in the valley, but I ain't going to be too cool over there. Yeah, well, let's see what happens, eh? Oh. Okay. Might get away with this. Should flight planning terrain for remote landing? Yeah, there should be a windrows up here actually, Samuel. It should be. Let's go over here. It should be showing here, but it's not. Terrain. Shall I have a go at that? How do you reckon I should do that then? Well, actually, I think what we'll do, let's just see if this, let's just see what happens off the end of this. We've set it up. Sorry, 39 knots indicated. What sort of speed over ground speed? 41, 42. Oh hum. Yeah, because I would have actually expected the wind to be coming from this way, but look, there's some yaw off to the right. So. Oh, all right. You're going to quickly email. All right. Okay. All right then. Let's go into the loiter. All right. I've gone into the loiter, Luke. Awaiting your landing sequence. Yeah, I suppose that's Do I have a bandwidth problem? Yeah, I do. I will have a bandwidth problem. It's just South Africa. I'm sorry about that. I wonder if I can change the screen. It should have gone green now. It's showing green in the bottom, but we have rubbish. When's this loiter gonna start? I can't remember. Oh, there it is. I can't remember what I have. I may have had a few sweet sherries with a few dear friends overhead where we're loitering right now. It's a timeshare resort. I'm gonna hit anything at this altitude. Just tell me when you've emailed that thing, Luke, and I'll. Yeah, it's up to you, Luke. Exactly. We're all counting on you, Luke. Because where we launched from, if you've just joined us, where we launched from was over the hill over there, and it's a 40-minute drive from. Well, it's going to keep pulling back to that. It's a 40-minute drive just to get down to a main road from there. So we're probably, even though we're just over the hill, we're probably an hour and a half, at least an hour and a half, 2 hours away from where we took off by road. Hopefully the bandwidth issue will sort of go away if in a replay. I would hope. Yeah, good. You're not seeing that, so I can look at my email now. This is something you could do, isn't it? You could have people, you could have somebody that was doing the rescue and then somebody that was further away thinking about it, if you will, with a calmer head in a warm office with a cup of coffee or something like that, that could then send, yeah, I know, the autopan, yes, down there. You're right. Yeah, you could have somebody. You could have somebody doing the flight planning and all the nonsense in a where calmer heads prevail, whilst you've actually got the aircraft, and then you could just put the aircraft into places where communications were perfect and await instructions, as it were. It's very different. A launch team, and here we go. Right then. Gary El Mirador waypoints. Save, right, okay. Right then, so flight plan. Node waypoint farm. I need to go to F, I need to go to Gary. What do you call it? Where are they? Where is it? Where did it go? I just put it in the F. Still downloading. How big is this? There it is there. Oh, I'm looking. Okay, here we go then. Can't see what you're seeing. Let's see if I can go back to that. Enable terrain following. Oh, all right. Okay. Terrain. Yeah. 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 Well, good luck, everybody. As you say, it's all on Luke. Ooh. I did in the config. Oh yes, 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 yes. Loiter, not loiter. What am I talking about? That's what I just did. Wrong class. Hey, Robster. Lovely to see you along. Terrain enable. Oh, it was enabled by default. Look ahead to. Okay, all right then. So we should be all right then. All right then. What I'm enjoying about this now is it's Luke's landing, not mine. So I can take absolutely no blame for this landing. I think I might have put us in the, well, it might have put us in a downwind position all the time again. Ground speed 36, 37. No, it hasn't. Okay. Runway in sight. Yeah, look, the nose is off. It must be. Where's the speed? That's 38. Ground speed 36. So we are. We're going into 2 knots of wind. There's absolutely nothing set up in the param files for the landing for this aircraft. So what have we proved then? We've proved we can go from one place, we can go to a search area, we can go and orbit somewhere else, and then we can have someone in a comfy office down by the seaside send a landing file to the aircraft via the operator. It's all looking terribly good, isn't it? Oh, oh. I think it's going to be maximum points to Luke. "21 knots. It's got to stall soon, isn't it?" Oh, the humanity. And we're on the ground. Hooray! Home in time for 2 medals. Okay. Let's go into manual, set mode, have the motor off. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to El Mirador. Well done, Luke. That was very good. And thanks very much to everyone that's watching. I'm now going to work out how on earth how to stop this. But that was pretty cool. So Luke sent the landing. We flew from somewhere that's about an hour and a half's drive away. We've landed somewhere separately, and we've been up into the mountains and looked for our chum. So all went jolly well. So yeah, thanks very much. Don't forget to join us 2100 GMT for drone and sundry. Pinch the fuel tubing. Yes. Well, we'd have to get someone to run out and do that. And of course, one of the things for the Outback Challenge now is that you've got to land next to Outback Joe, and the whole thing's got to switch off, and then they put something into the aircraft, the blood vial that Joe has, and then it gets airborne again, and no, you step back and then it starts itself up and gets airborne again. So that is in the Outback Challenge. Yeah, that was good crowdsourced planning. Maybe we should do that again. Maybe we should run a simulated mission of of getting the people to do it. Oh, it's just blockchain. Oh, that's Bruce chain, we call it around here. Needed some artificial intelligence, and I believe that is what you supply, isn't it, Luke? Anyway, I will say goodbye. 2100 GMT for drone stuff this week. Our normal weekly hangout on a Tuesday. Thanks very much for watching. Hopefully when I hit stop, this stops recording, and I'll try this again. Thanks very much. Cheers, everyone. Bye-bye.